Joe's got a presentation as well, so she's got something for Rowe. I'm gonna flip you around, I think.
Alright.
If I can do that.
Okay, well, it's really for everybody. It's for Beck and Rowe and Suji. So everybody will know the history that we're gonna talk about for Rowe.
Can you hear her at all?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And there's a long-standing tradition in our family, and I wanted to show it to you guys. So I've got something. I brought my props. So this quilt was made in 1936, and it was made for my grandmother Pearl, when she was leaving Elkins, and it says right here, Mrs. H.B. Wentz, that was her name. H.B. was her husband, Herbert B. Wentz, from Elkins Women's Club. So all these ladies in the club made a square, and they embroidered their name in the square. And my other grandmother is on this quilt. And the funny thing about it is she signed her name, Mrs. Kerrigan. This was my grandmother Kerrigan. This was Ole's mother. And it's funny because everybody else put like Edna Brashears, Mildred, whatever her name was, I can't tell. And they all put their first and last name, but now this is their mother-in-law's, like, and she put Mrs. Kerrigan instead of Fanny Kerrigan. So I thought that was really funny. But anyway, so this was a tradition from 1936. And then
Are you back?
Yep, that's good.
I can't hear you. Let me see.
this quilt was made for me by my family on July 20th, 1960. That would have been my birthday after I graduated from high school. And so they've got everybody to sign the block.
Can you hear me talking?
Here's Aunt Jean, signed the block and embroidered hers. This is my brother, Bob. This is my Aunt Marion that Josh was named after. This one's Mike Tillery. Y'all know Mike Tillery, you remember seeing him. This was what they call my sister. This was her nickname, Snook. So she signed her name, Snook. And Terry Greenquist. So all my relatives on both sides of my family signed the quilt. Here's Sandy, you know Sandy Greenquist, Jimmy Carter, and so they all made that quilt for me.
I can't see you guys, and Mom, I think you hit the mute button. It says you're muted.
So
There, that's better, but I can't see you.
when your mom graduated from high school, Aunt Rita made this quilt for her,
Reverse it there.
and it says Stephanie's Loving Family, 1985.
Whew.
And so
It's a long time.
85.
here's all the people that were in her family. They did this one a little bit different. They didn't let people sign their own names. Aunt Rita just put everybody's name on there. So here's Henry McGowan. Here's Jerry McGowan, my sister. Here's her grandmother Kerrigan. That's the one I was talking about a while ago. She's on Stephanie's quilt. She put Joe Wilson, Mom. So she's got all the family names. John Carter.
I can hear you guys. I just can't see you.
Steve Wilson, Dad.
And I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
And Ole. Oh, what happened right here? And John McCowan. And so all through the quilt, there's everybody's names. They're on here.
Doing fine.
Here's Papa
Okay.
Wilson. That was Noni's husband, Papa. Aunt Hazel. This was Dad's, my Papa's Aunt Hazel. That was his aunt. And so
Aunt Hazel, she's
There's
very
a button on the left that looks like a camera, and I think you've got it turned off.
then
We can see you guys.
Okay.
we have a quilt that Aunt Rita and the ladies made for Josh when he graduated from high school. she didn't put the date on the quilt, but this was 1992. She put his name. She put my name. Actually, I did that, and everybody signed their name. Here's Papa on his quilt, and there's Stephanie, and she said, "I love you, big sis." Put a smiley face on it.
Just in case he didn't know.
And Jeannie Carter Salee, and here's Taylor Greenquist, and Mike Tillery. Down here, Sam Salee. You all remember Sam Salee, Roy Tillery. We were talking about him the other day. Here's Uncle Bob's name.
That's better.
Tui, Kevin, Nell Greenquist. You remember all those people? Lacey Price. You don't remember her, but anyway, she's a relative. She's one of Uncle Bob's grandchildren. And then we have this quilt that you guys will recognize because it was at my house. And Aunt Jerry, my sister, made this quilt in 2003. And she said, "Grandmother Joe, I had fun making this quilt with Stephanie in mind. However, I thought you would enjoy having a special quilt to use when your grandbabies come to visit. Think of me as you use it, as it was made with lots of love. Sister Jerry, aunt, or great aunt." And you guys familiar with this quilt that was at my house? So Josh, or Suji, who can go get the box? Suji, can you go get the box over there? That big
It's down on
brown
the table.
box.
Please.
So, Rowe, after I knew that Jerry was sick and she wasn't gonna be able to make any more quilts, and nobody else around to make quilts except me, and I just said, "Grandma Lynn, maybe you can help. So we want you to open this. Let's let Beck see what it says. And everybody can see what it says.
Here. All right.
So,
You got that?
I'm gonna try and keep that nice as possible.
okay.
You need a knife?
Pocket knife?
I'm gonna make you guys wait.
Oh, it's okay. This is my fancy wrapping paper I had to get from Walmart.
Hey, it's a purple kit. Alright, I'm gonna try and keep this.
You want a knife to cut it right here? Who's
Sure.
got a knife? You got your knife?
It's okay, I got it.
Okay. Now you have to turn it this way and turn the arrows toward you.
Wait, so that's the top.
The arrow's towards you. Bless you. Here.
Excuse me.
That's your sneeze.
It's all over.
Oh, really?
There's a hand sandy over there.
Suji blocked my sneeze for me.
Oh, I like this already.
Okay, now pull this whole thing out, and then I want you to read what it says right here. And you can open it, unzip it.
Good bag to keep it in.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I want you to read. Read it out loud so everybody can hear what
Alright.
it says.
This quote was made especially for you, Rowe and Scott, in celebration of your high school graduation. It took many months of planning, designing, buying fabric, traveling near and far for signatures, piecing, and quilting. This quilt is to keep you warm, so wrap it around you and feel the warmth of the love we have for you. With love and prayers for you always, your very proud grandmothers, Joe Wilson and Linda Scott.
Thank you guys. You can hug me for
Yeah.
There's your hug.
Hug, hug.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's spread it out so you can see.
Wow, that's really pretty.
That's the back. This is the front.
Well, the back's pretty too.
It is pretty. She did a wonderful job. So we took these blocks. Your mom and I bought the fabric, and I took it to Grandma Lynn.
It's a great photo.
Oh my God.
I know. We worked on it since last year.
What?
Joel.
Joel.
Jules.
And look here. Look at this one from Macho.
Oh my God.
And look what he said. Where are the chickies?
So do you want a chickie? Yes.
A lot of people gave you advice with their names. Some of them just wrote their names, but a lot of them gave you advice. So, and you got Aunt Rita's name, and you got Aunt Jerry's name. We got her to sign it before she.
It looks kinda like music.
Trees.
Yeah,
it
it
does
does
kinda
look. That is aspen. I like the aspen tree fabric, Mom. That's really cool.
Well, I didn't pick out the fabric.
Oh, well, Grandma, whoever did.
It looks like music too.
Steph, you picked out the.
And look,
Grandma
we got
knows.
the stars. We knew you liked the planets and the stars.
I don't know.
Just trying to make it special for you. Here's your grandpa, and he gave you a Bible verse.
Spoiler alert for you other kids.
Hope we don't get too old, Linda.
Yes.
This is all.
You got a lot of Bible verses. About
Dude,
that.
I got, yeah. And it's a bummer because my Bible's in my locker.
You can go get it next week.
Well, we got more Bibles.
Next week?
You
Wednesday.
can look online.
They're
I have a Bible.
They're letting the students come back in small groups to get things from school next week.
Ah,
Wonder if
the
I
win.
have a
Next Saturday's the graduation.